Star Wars Young Jedi Knights Delusions of Grandeur, Chapter 17. When the young Jedi Knights returned to the administrative offices, Tycho hurried off to arrange for a meal to be brought in. Now that he had let them in on his plan, he seemed determined to be an attentive host. But when something still bothered Jaina. "I'm not sure about what it is," she said, "but something about your uncle's story doesn't add up, Raynar." Raynar frowned, as if troubled as she was. "You don't think he's lying, do you?" "We would have sensed that," Jason said. "He was telling the truth." Tenelka arched an eyebrow. "I found several logical flaws in his scheme." "Well, for one thing," Raynar said, "he's assuming my father's pulling a scam. He doesn't seem to believe my family's in any real danger." "Yeah, that doesn't make any sense," Jason piped up. "Your uncle may have faked his own kidnapping, but Boba Fett was sure serious enough about the shards of Alderaan." "Yes," Jaina added. "And the bounty hunter Krusk and his brother, who tried to get you and your mother away from the trade wind, were no hoax. I'd say they were pretty real, not to mention dangerous." "We need to tell my mother that Uncle Tycho is safe," Raynar said. "That'll be one less thing for her to worry about." Looking around the spacious administrative office, his eyes glinted with determination. "We should get those targeted defensive lasers working again before we leave, just in case Uncle Tycho gets any unwanted visitors." "I'm sure the gesture would be greatly appreciated," EMT said. "If Mistress Jaina would be so kind as to link me to the defense control systems, I believe I might be of some assistance." Jaina grinned and pulled her multi-tool from the pocket of her jumpsuit. "I'm always prepared." She rapidly removed the access plates to the ruined weapon systems. By the time Tycho returned, followed by IG-88 and the serving droid that carried the midday deal, the young Jedi had managed to repair 2 of the 4 targeting systems. "I don't believe it," Tycho beamed. He patted Raynar on the back. "Oh, then, of course, we Tholes have always been resourceful." "I didn't do this alone," Raynar objected. "Everyone helped, even EMTD." "Oh, yes, of course, my boy," Tycho answered. He glanced over at the console to which the translated unit had been wired. "Ah, EMTD, how kind of you to lend a wire. You're the one droid in the galaxy I truly trust, with the exception of my own IG-88, of course." "Why, thank you, Master Tycho. I do try," EMTD said, almost preening. The compliment seemed to make no impression on IG-88, however. Working and tinkering always helped Jaina to concentrate, to let her subconscious work out new things that were bothering her. Something clicked now in her mind, and she turned from her work to stare directly at the red-eyed assassin droid. "Now, children, what may I offer you to eat?" Tycho asked. "We have brought stew, dried up berries, a fine—" "Wait," Jaina said, her eyes still on IG-88. "I have a few questions first." "Well, very, very well, dear, but don't dawdle. Our meal is waiting." Jaina worded her question carefully. "Didn't you say those new assassin droids were programmed not to kill?" "Why, of course, my child. I programmed them myself. Nothing at all to worry about. Now, I can offer you some sparkling ale, or would you—" "But," Jaina interrupted, "on Kuar, your assassin droids blasted several combat arachnids into dripping chunks." Tenelka nodded suspiciously. "This is a fact. It certainly qualifies as killing." "Hey, that's right," Jason said. "Combat arachnids are very rare creatures." No, combat arachnids don't really qualify, of course," the young man sputtered. "The droids are protecting you. Besides, it's not as if those things were human." Jaina's stomach clenched as the implications of the words sank in. Raynar had gone pale as the stormtrooper armor. "Are you saying," the young man said in a strangled voice, "that your droids have no compunctions against killing anything or anyone that isn't human?" "An assassin droid wouldn't be much of a bodyguard if it couldn't protect me from an attack by those combat arachnids, could it?" Tycho said. "Our Wookiee friend Lobaka was with us on Kuar as well," Tenelka said in a dangerous voice. "And he's not human," Jason said. "Neither is Rabba." "Neither am I might add," EMTD chimed in, "and I'm completely without defenses of my own." Jaina swallowed to loosen the tightness in her throat. "Does that mean, then, that Loie could have been killed by your little staged attack?" Tycho looked distinctively uncomfortable. "Well, I suppose it might have happened, in theory at least." He held up his hands in a placating gesture. "But it's hardly an issue anymore. It didn't happen, and that's what's important." Raynar's hands squeezed into tight fists, and his jaw clenched. Jaina had never seen such an angry expression on his face. "In that case, Uncle, I'd say it was a very good thing that all of your assassin droids were destroyed on Kuar. Yes, Jaina said, turning her attention to IGD-8. All but one. Well, 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 Raynor said. His eyes narrowed and a shrewd expression stole over his face. That gives me an idea. Though Jaina missed Loe's expertise in programming, she set to work on IGD-8 as soon as they had finished their meal. Annoyed with what she intended to do, but unable to argue against it, Tycho Thol had left in a huff to check on more assembly lines. With EMTD's assistance, Jaina decided on using the broad administrative desk as an operating table. The sinister configuration of IGD-8 still caused her to shiver as she pondered all the beings this machine might have killed over the decades. But Tycho Thol had flushed and its MERS program and replaced its processors. Now the menacing droid awaited the revised instructions, and Jaina obliged. This is an excellent idea, Raynor, Tenelka said, clapping an approved hand on the blond boy's shoulder. While Jaina completed her special modifications, the rest of the young Jainites finished the repairs to the targeting laser defense systems. Jaina peered into the open durasteel casing of IG-8's torso where Jaina was working. I think I missed my work. That ought to do it, Jaina said. She triggered a test switch. The assassin droid raised its gun arm, but did not fire. She smiled and flicked the switch off again. All systems functioning perfectly. There's no way this droid would ever intentionally kill someone, human or alien. He's programmed to serve and protect. She closed IG-8's case and disconnected EMTD's diagnostic leads. Raynor smiled. I doubt my uncle could have programmed him any better than you did. Now he's a perfect bodyguard. At this, EMTD piped up. In light of your uncle's expertise, I wonder if I might make a special request.